So, good morning, sir. My name is Ricardo Tecaperi Jr. and I'm here to going to discuss the about about what I learned about this rules on fingerprint patterns. Number one is radial loop. We symbolize its R. Um, derives from the name from the radius bone of the forearm is one of the type of fingerprint patterns in which the radius run its directions to the radius bone or to the thumb. So muna siya ang katong pasabot nga kung ang magkuan ka sa pattern sa radial loop is gikan sa thumb na rin diri muna siya ang radius bone. Muna dani siya aside. So muna siya ang radius bone from thumb towards the radius bone. Okay, so number 2 is ulnar loop. This derives the names as U. It is one of the type of fingerprint patterns in which the radius flows towards the ulnar bone or the little finger. So, muni siya dani. So, ulnar loop therefore derives its name as ulnar bone of the forearm or little finger. Its symbol is letter U. Classification of purposes. So, U ang iyahang symbol letter. So, number 3. Number 3 is plain whorl, symbolized by letter W. In the classification, it's a fingerprint pattern where are two deltas and in which at least one ridge makes turns through one complete circuit. So, an imaginary line drawn between two deltas must be touched or crossed at least one of the circuit whorl ridges within the pattern area. And then central pocket loop whorl, symbolized by letter C. In the classification, it is a fingerprint pattern which for the most part of loop but which has small whorl inside the loop ridges. Sometimes it is called as a composite pattern, which means that is made up of two patterns in one whorl inside a loop. It has two deltas, of one of which appears as the edge of the pattern area as a plain whorl, and one shows as the pattern inside the pattern area just below the counter partridges. Double loop whorl, symbolized with letter D. In the classification, a double loop whorl is a pattern consisting of two separate and distinct loop formation. One of the loop surrounds overlap, the other also called as a composite pattern, like like the central pocket loop whorl. It arises from the fact that these patterns are the composite or combinations of two patterns in one, with two cores and two deltas. Accidental whorl, symbolized by letter X in the classification. It is a pattern which is a combination of two or more different types of pattern except in plain arc. It is a pattern which a combination of two or more different types of pattern except in the plain arc. It can be a combination of a loop and a whorl, a loop and a central pocket loop whorl, or any combinations or two or more different loops. Um, Whorl type patterns. Ano siya? Ang accidental whorl. Tapos, ang plain arc, symbolized as a letter A in the classification, it is a fingerprint pattern in which the ridges enters one side of a pattern and flow towards the other side. Rise and a center were not more than four essential requisites for loop pattern, and with not recurving ridge and no angular formation, and upward thrust, and no upward thrust. So that's number 7. And number 8, the last number, tinted arches, symbolized as the letter T in the classification. It is the variety arc family from the but ridge formations are not simple as those of the plain arc. Also considers transitional pattern between plain arc and a loop. Generally speaking, tinted arcs are form any of these three ways of formations with number 1, one or several ridges in the center form an upthrust. The ridge or ridges in the center form is well defined as angle. Last is the pattern may have 2 or 3 4 essential requisites of loop pattern. Take note, an upthrust must be having an ending ridge. So that's all, and thank you.